So I did already make a video regarding the deaf sound on Roblox, but that was less of a serious video than this one will be. That was more just like, oh, Roblox is removing the oof sound and replacing it, let's be angry for a second. And I kinda claimed that it's not really their fault and we should cut them some slack on this one. But since then, a lot more has been revealed, and I would definitely say it's becoming a lot more serious than I originally thought. Before I actually go into this story, I'd like to say that I'm going to be mentioning someone named Tommy a fair amount of times throughout this video. I just ask that you don't hate on him or anything like that, because the action he has taken is really the only route he could have in the end. There is also a lot of rumours spreading around with this story, and although some of them are easy to determine as fake, there is still a good amount of people falling for them. I will be addressing said rumours, so if you want to help spread the true story, then you can help by liking the video so it reaches everyone. So in that previous video that I mentioned just now, I showed you guys where the oof sound on Roblox originated from. Long story short, Roblox didn't create the deaf sound they have always used, but instead it was actually created by someone named Tommy Tallarico, and I really do apologise if that's pronounced incorrectly, but Tommy created the oof sound for a game called Messiah, and that was released in the year 2000. Now keep in mind, Roblox never bought the licensing to use the sound, nor did they have any kind of permission to do so, and the creator of the sound was never aware it was being used in Roblox until it was brought to his attention in 2019. So in effect, Roblox pretty much stole the oof sound and used it for years and years when they had absolutely no right to do so. During the middle of last year, it seems that Tommy had contacted Roblox with the main intent to seek compensation and nothing more, I believe. And that was the last we had heard of the entire situation, until a few days ago when Roblox released a survey which basically had us vote for a new deaf sound, but that's about it. There was no information as to why it was being changed, just a survey that was up for less than a day. Fast forward to yesterday when a thread from Tommy was released on Twitter. I'll start off by mentioning that he was quoting a tweet from an obvious Roblox player who was clearly upset, but it's also very apparent that they didn't fully understand the situation. Tommy basically stated that he's getting a little tired of the hate and even death threats because Roblox might take out my work they illegally acquired and now knowingly continue to use. He is of course talking about the possibility that Roblox will soon remove and replace the oof sound. This was continued with, we offered Roblox to just purchase the oof sound, which would first seem slightly strange considering they are currently trying to remove said oof sound, but then came the next tweet, to the offer of just straight up buying the oof sound so they can then legally use it. Roblox literally said no, and they said no, told us they felt they didn't owe us anything because they mistakenly grabbed the sound off some illegal website 15 years ago. The courts will decide who is right and wrong. So I myself can say right away that whether it was an accident or not, they still used it illegally and owe this man compensation. So at this point, all we know is Roblox illegally used a sound in their game that they had no right to use. The original creator found out and offered Roblox to buy it, supposedly for a reasonable price, so they can continue using it, and they said no because they don't think they owe Tommy anything. I'm sorry, I usually try to find some kind of sense or logic behind the things Roblox decide to do, but how could this possibly make any sense? The fact that this whole thing, which could have easily been resolved in such an easy way, is now going to court speaks massively on its own. Like, as much as I've seen people trying to send hate over to Tommy because they somehow think he's in the wrong, there are still younger players out there siding with him because even they know that Roblox are not the good guys this time. If literal children understand what copyright is and the fact that Roblox can't possibly win this, then why can't Roblox also see that? I think it's one thing to refuse buying the sound so you can continue to use it but legally, but to also refuse giving Tommy the compensation that he rightfully deserves is another thing. So there is an update to Roblox not owning the deaf sound. It's not legally their sound. They took it off of a website without permission in 2005. The owner's name is literally in the sound file on the website. Look, if Messiah being released 6 years before Roblox was isn't enough proof that Roblox stole the sound, then how about Tommy's name literally being in the sound file that Roblox has been using? I really do fail to see in what world do Roblox possibly think they could win this case, and just how exactly they think they are gonna do so. So now, with all of the technical stuff out of the way, I want to address some rumours that I promised I would. Basically, the biggest one I've seen being spread around is also one of the root reasons for some of the hate directed towards Tommy, and that is Roblox apparently shutting down sometime in the near future due to being sued or just straight up being taken down. Let's take this tweet here as an example, which by the way is an obvious satire tweet, but I can kind of see how people outside of the community might not be able to see that, and you know, may end up believing it. The creator of Roblox's iconic oof sound has sued Roblox for over $100 million. This comes after finding out about his work being stolen. So I mean, that's kinda ambitious. I'm not a lawyer at all, and I have no idea how any of this works, but even if the sue part of it was correct, I doubt it would be anywhere near $100 million. This will cause Roblox to shut down in 2020 due to the website losing so much money. Rest in peace, Roblox. And this is probably what stemmed all of the upset from a whole lot of people. And I mean, I get how some younger people might believe this right away, but I've said it before and I will say it again. Unless Roblox officially announced something, they are absolutely not shutting down. But you see, then Tommy saw the rumor tweet and actually quoted it. This is not true. I'm not suing Roblox for $100 million. I've only asked them to purchase my sound for a reasonable amount. If they continue to say no, then they will force me to take legal action, but it wouldn't be for $100 million even though they are a $2.5 billion company. There we have it. Tommy isn't suing them for $100 million. Roblox isn't shutting down, and that's it really. It's really obvious that he doesn't want to take legal action, but with Roblox literally refusing, I don't see what other choices the man has. But despite all of the hate and negativity coming from all of this, one thing I have admired within this situation is the amount of support I've also seen Tommy get. I mean, he's even added creator of oof to his Twitter description, as well as mentioned he's gonna make a video showing how he actually created that sound. But yeah, that's that. I really don't understand why Roblox are even trying to fight this. They are so obviously in the wrong and they could have easily fixed this long ago. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this whole entire situation. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.